Yeah, big talking brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking brewskis is coming in live. Crack when open, Marissa has arrived.
Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Big Talkin' Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. As always, I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
I've got Gordon McNiff with me.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me, Marissa and Rodney.
And I've got Caitlin Rupert.
Hey.
Hey. Friday. We did it, you guys. We're here.
We made it.
We made it.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was a long one. This
It
was an
was.
especially long week, I feel like. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Well, the snow on Monday didn't help because it just
Feels like weeks ago.
Yeah, like this week felt like 2 weeks. It totally felt like 2 weeks. So Rodney, how was your week?
My week was, it was good. It was average. I was chilling. I got a nose ring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's new?
Yeah, it's new.
That's
It's
cute.
a
I
like it.
Thank you. It was just
Sparkly.
It fits your personality so well. I thought you must
That's, everybody's been like, wait a minute, I thought you had a nose ring.
Yeah.
You just get that? And I'm like, yeah.
I said that to you.
Yeah,
outside
right.
in the
Little
hallway.
face bling. So,
I don't even believe you got it. I think it just grew out of your nose. Your nose was like, what are you doing without this for so long?
Right.
Yeah, this fits you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about it. I went
Did
on a
it
little
hurt?
nights. Yeah, it did hurt.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Because, they stick
don't
that
gun
needle
it?
in you.
It
No,
hurts.
it's a whole
It
needle.
hurts so much. Like
Yeah.
your eyes water.
He gives you a paper towel because your eyes are going to
Yeah.
water. You're just
Yeah.
like, okay.
I had one once eons
Yeah.
ago.
It
Yeah.
does. And they put the needle in you and then the guy has to get the jewelry and stuff ready. So literally you're just sitting there
Yeah.
with a needle in your face.
He goes and he texts his girlfriend while you're like,
It's
You're
like,
just
hello.
sitting there, your eyes are watering, you cry like, oh.
I can't see you. I don't know if you're there.
Yeah, but it's been kind of like an uphill battle. I don't know. So I got the regular size one, and then it's just was too small for my hole. I guess it just kept falling through, too
Jesus.
small for my hole.
Yeah.
So then I went back and I was like, let me get the biggest one you guys have.
Oh, God.
That
So
sounds
now I got the biggest one.
That
And
sounds
then
like you went to a bad piercer, though.
that's. I
Did
mean,
you-
when they redid it, for me,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Oh, you had it done before?
Well, no, he had to take out the jewelry that they had and give me something else.
Oh, okay.
But I had to go back to the piercer and have
The one that
yeah.
that gave you a big hole.
Right. It's a too small hole. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But then I went to work and they're like, that nose ring is way too big. You have to get a smaller one. So now I got to go get a smaller one tomorrow. It's ridiculous.
What do you eat? What do you do for a living? I don't remember.
I'm a waiter as my,
Oh, and they
my day
said
job.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
know.
little.
I know. Don't get
You're
me started.
not-
Don't get
You're
me
not wearing a suit and then
started.
rocking the bling. You're
Thanks.
like that's
I agree.
okay.
I'll
I'll have a talk with them.
Somebody needs to. Anonymous email.
So you got your nose done.
I got my nose done. I went on a really nice date.
Oh, cool.
too, to,
Was
I
it
went to-
promising?
It kind of. The guy got a little possessive later.
Like
after the
clingy?
date. Little clingy, yeah. You
Okay.
didn't call me back. You didn't call me back. You said you were going to call me back. Relax. But he had a driver.
Ooh, I love that.
Right. But
Oh my
not
God.
Like, that happens often? What the fuck?
I have a driver at work sometimes. I mean, not like me, but the family I work for. There's a driver for one of our activities that we do,
Okay.
and it's nice because he just drives you around all day, and then when you go in someplace, he waits outside for you.
Right. Well, see,
Yeah.
that's the guy left, but came to pick us up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're it.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, this is my driver, Rocky. And I was like, all right. It was two Jamaican guys.
That's a hot name. Too.
Wait, there were two Jamaican guys?
Yeah, because the guy I went on a date with was Jamaican. His driver was Jamaican, so it's kind of
Were you afraid you were
just-
going to be abducted?
a little bit. It was just kind of
Yo, that's just his friend Rocky. He's like, this is my driver.
Yeah. It's his friend
driver.
Rocky with a car.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. His friend Rocky has a car and just takes him places. I guess he pays him. I don't know.
Was it a nice car?
It was like a regular ass Nissan.
Oh.
It wasn't even like a Lincoln Town car or nothing like fancy. Like, oh,
Yeah, ours has like an Escalade.
Yeah, see, that's a real driver.
That's a real driver.
Right, no, I was like a Brooklyn driver.
So, Gordon, how was your week?
It was pretty good. You know, tiring. Fucking, oh my God. Rough wake ups every morning, late shows every night. And yeah, you were with me. What, we were with you, what, on Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Oh
We're
my
over
God.
at
And
the-
then oh my God. And I went to meet my friend. He just, he's getting engaged to his girlfriend. He like just bought a ring. So, we stayed out really late and got pretty oh my God. We did a comedy show right after that. We did it was like a weird, just pop up thing after this live music. But, it was like usually 99% of them always fail. This one was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I was really, really drunk, but it was really, really fun. Yeah. It was a good time.
Where was the show?
It was called this bar Slane.
Oh, never heard of it.
Slane.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Yeah, I've only been there like one other time. The guy lets us like smoke weed in there after everybody clears out after like 4.
That
But
sounds like
that's-
someplace a guy would let you smoke
it was
weed.
pretty sick. Yeah.
Slane, bar Slane.
Yeah.
Sounds like the guy who made the name for the bar was high when he did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We would call it Slane.
I don't know what Slane is.
It's like, oh, do you mean explain? No, Slane, man.
Slane. You slaying that?
He's slaying that. Maybe it's slaying. She was slaying. Yeah, I don't know.
Where you going, Slane?
But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he pop the question yet, or is it going to be like?
No. I think he's waiting like a few months.
Okay.
A few months. He's just gonna
Yeah.
hold on to the ring for like
yeah,
months. and
yeah,
shit.
dude. Dude, you gotta hold on to that shit,
No,
man.
fuck
Sometimes like
that.
9 months. No.
That's
You gotta make
crazy.
fucking sure, dude.
Because
Hell
if I got a ring, I'm like, babe, look what I said.
No way.
I feel like it's weird when people get rings before they've had that conversation. Like, I feel like if you're in a normal relationship, when you bring out that ring, they're like, I knew that was gonna happen. Because, like, you know,
Right.
you're.
Yeah, he's
Right.
told her. He's like they've talked about it,
Yeah.
but like
So then why wait?
So then why wait? Yeah.
I
because you
feel like-
get it, and then you hold that fucker, and you make
Are you-
sure that it's the right fucking move.
He's
all right,
basing this on nothing.
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Straight, like,
No, a lot of you don't want to rush into these things, all
White
right?
men are so confident.
No, like so I've
You don't wanna
I've
rush
had
into these
I've had the question pop to me twice.
What?
Yeah, and so
Goddamn.
like the first time I was in college, and I was like we were both freshmen in college, and it was like our first semester freshman year, and he went and he asked all of our friends to like come to a dinner and asked everybody to get dressed up, and he's like, oh, like, you know, we're going to dinner and like get dressed up or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And so like he like got this huge table at like the fanciest restaurant in our college town, and it was like by like a
Olive
walk-in no, it was by a walk-in fireplace. And because his family he was like a trust fund baby,
Oh.
and so
And you said no.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so like we get there, and like it's like his fancy dinner or whatever, and like the first omen was like I took a sip of water and it tasted like blood.
What?
And it's so like, and I spit the water out, and we're like at a really fancy restaurant, and he's like, what the fuck, Maris, what are you doing? And I'm like, this water tastes like blood. And he's just like, you're crazy. And so then he took a sip and he spit it out, and he's just like, oh my God. And he's calling the waiter over, and he's like, there's something wrong with our water. It tastes like blood. And so the guy's just like, oh no, there's just a high iron content in the water. It's well water. And we're like, okay. So
it's well water.
yeah,
Where
like
were
this is
you
in New
at?
Hampshire.
Well, get me a fucking bottle of water,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
exactly.
You need to let people know that before you
Before
Yeah.
you start serving it.
Just
So-
so that you know, this is well water.
Well,
Yeah.
Be like,
get it
would
the
you-
fuck out of here.
Would you like sparkling or tap? Just so you know, the tap tastes like shit.
yeah,
Right.
It tastes like blood. Yes, it was in New Hampshire, and so like, then like, you know, we have like dinner, this and the other thing, and then like we're all 18, but he like paid somebody off and brought over like a bottle of champagne or whatever, and we're just like, okay. And so then like he starts like getting down on the ground, and I thought that he lost something, and I'm like, oh, did you lose a contact? Like, and so like I'm like getting down like on the
Oh,
ground with him,
no.
and he's like, no, get back in your seat, and I'm just like, okay. And then he's just like, I know we've only been together for a short time, but when it's right, you know it's right. And then like he pulls out the ring
fuck
and he's
that.
just like, will you marry me? And like,
Fuck to the no.
and I was just like, because I was like, like all of our friends are there, and so I said yes,
Right, because
like
you did.
right, and
right,
then
you're
like
asking
when
for all these people.
right, and then when we got to the dorms, I handed them a ring back, and I'm like, how about like we can say that we're engaged, but like we'll see where this is in a year, and if we still feel the same way in a year, then we'll start planning a wedding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so then, like, you know, we had agreed to that, but that didn't work out. And
You
then
didn't make that year.
we did not make that year because we were only dating for like 2.5 months.
Oh,
Fuck
dear
that.
Lord.
Who is
Yeah.
this fucking
He's
psycho?
a crazy person.
And he like asked his
happens.
parents for like his grandmother's ring and like
And his parents gave it to him?
yeah, and like the mom had told me that
Classic enablers.
oh my god. So like the mom was like, okay, if you like when you move in during summer break, we're going to convert the basement into an apartment for you, and I already got you a job at the university that I work at, and then when you guys graduate, we'll buy you guys a condo wherever your law school is.
What?
Like they were already planning my entire life. And I'm like 18. And I was just like, I can't do this. And so
Damn.
then the second time,
Fuck out.
like he asked my mom before he had the talk with me and was asking my mom to help him pick out a ring. And my mom was just like, did you talk to her yet? Because, you know, like don't know that she knows this is coming.
Yeah.
And so then he did. And I was just like, whoa, like that's,
Oh my God.
yeah,
How long were you guys together in that relationship?
3.5 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn,
What
that's
the fuck? What is with guys in like just really sending it in the first 3 months? Damn,
I
that's
got-
crazy.
I have
I
never
got married
once
in, like,
been
2 months.
proposed to. Wait, what?
I got married in 2 months.
Like
You-
in 2 months? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
You're
So,
married?
like, I'm technically still married, yes.
What?
Yeah, it was 3. It was 3? Like
Mm-mm.
2.5, 3. It was
I
like,
think it was like 2.
It's like 2.
Yeah.
So you're
Damn,
also
man.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, at least I didn't say yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I said yes, went to the courthouse, picked up my own
Jesus.
ring.
That's sick.
Yeah. That's sick.
Wait,
That's that's awesome.
Wait, how young were
Well,
you?
like,
This was like the summer before last.
but fuck you. Wait, you
You were a grown ass adult?
Grown ass adult.
He was
in
a
my
grown-ass man.
30s.
Yeah, but wait,
Yeah.
but like you have sex with other dudes though. So what the fuck?
I mean, well, not. And when I was in that relationship, I was like, you know, I was in it. Remember, I like.
Yeah,
dove
he was
right
in love,
I was
yeah.
like, I'm in love. This is it.
Oh no.
It's
How long-
happening.
How long? When did I know you during this?
I would have known you during that. Like,
How long ago was it? How
I don't
many?
even remember seeing anything about that.
Yeah, I posted
Yeah.
on my Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not invited to the wedding. I
Yeah.
Yeah, what
remember-
the
we
fuck?
literally just went to the courthouse
Jesus
and just did it.
Christ.
Oh.
You know I love comedy
But-
weddings.
Yeah,
Okay.
But yeah, and you're just like, oh, I'm engaged, and then like the next week is like, I'm married.
I did it.
You're like, what was the
What?
point? That's why you were
See-
like, you know, why would you wait?
Right. Fuck it. Right.
You think the same thing about marriage. Why would you wait to get married? Just
Yeah.
propose and go.
Yeah.
Propose and say fuck it.
Just propose outside of the courthouse, then walk into it.
Yeah. It's like if we're dressed already. Like
Right. Right.
yeah, I don't know.
It's scary. I can't. I know this. I was in a relationship for 2 years, and then this chick wanted me. She's like started talking about marriage and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
gotta go.
I was in a relationship for 3 years, and then the guy was like, we were having issues, and he was like, I've been looking at wedding rings for you. And I was like, uh-oh, better break up. I
Oh.
was like, no, thank you.
I don't know. I feel like you had a timeline though. At least like after when you're in your 30s or above.
I
feel
wasn't
like,
in my
you know.
30s yet. At that point, I was only like 26, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, see, yeah.
I mean-
your 20s, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you're in your 30s, you
Well,
kind of know.
Now I'm to the point where I'm like, oh, maybe I would do that at some point with somebody. But the thing I was talking about where I recently went to India with my ex-boyfriend,
Oh yeah.
I thought it was possible he was going to propose to me.
Oh, really?
I mean, we have an open relationship,
Okay.
and we've been like, I blocked him for a little bit in the middle.
okay.
So we like dated, and then I blocked him, and then I unblocked him because I was horny. And then we have been like kind of back together again for like a year or so, and he asked me to go to India for his parents' like wedding recommitment ceremony.
Okay.
And so I was like, man, he wants to take me all the way to India to meet his parents? That's crazy. I wonder if he's going to propose. And like, not in a, like, we have such a great relationship. That's probably what he's doing, but more like a, oh, maybe he wants like a trust fund or something. Maybe there's like something behind it and he's going to introduce me to his parents and then be like, so it'd be easier for me if you just like marry me so that they'll give me a bunch of money.
Right.
And then all this other stuff came out and I found out he has many, many girlfriends.
Many.
So wait.
How many are we talking?
So far we're up to like 3, I think.
Oh, that's not that many.
Yeah, well, but I think there's more.
Oh, well, you know.
Wait, 3 including you or 3 not 3?
Oh, 3 not including me.
So 4 in total.
4 in total.
That you
That's
know
kind of a
of.
lot.
That I know of.
That's kind of a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys are in an open relationship.
Yeah, which is why at first I didn't care, but then when the details of it started to like kind of
What are the
surface.
details?
So I was in India when I found this particular portion out. So like I had never asked him about any other women because I didn't really want to know. We don't really like, that's not really a portion of what we do. And while I was there, I got a message from one of the girls who is Russian. And turns out she's also a prostitute.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, which Russian lady is not? But
Right.
like,
I know, right? I remember a Russian lady I knew when I was a kid that was like a ballerina, and I was suddenly like, oh man, she was a prostitute for sure. But she's not just a prostitute; she's a prostitute for him because he's kind of a pimp.
Yeah. What? That's awesome. This guy's the fucking man.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna
You
say-
gotta marry this guy.
Well, he didn't
guy's
ask
the
me to marry him.
coolest.
I don't know why he took me to India to meet
Oh,
his parents.
right,
Still
right.
to this day, I'm like not sure.
well,
Was he
maybe
trying
because
to-
you're
was
the
he
only
trying
one
to-
that's not a prostitute.
Right, was he trying to pimp
Well,
you
here's the
out?
thing. I just found out there's
Oh.
another one that's normal. There's
Another normal.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, he probably just didn't take you
The
know,
hooker.
her. He just
Yeah.
didn't want to take a hooker because his parents are like super religious. They're
Yeah.
very Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I get along well with like, you know, the Catholics.
Right.
And but then I just found out today that there's another one that's normal. Seems completely nice. Like, you know, I have inside information
You
on
gonna kick her ass?
No, I
You should kick her ass.
kick people's asses.
Gordon just wants to see a mud fight.
But yeah, so he has rub and tugs out of his apartment, which I knew.
Whoa.
I did know that portion of it.
Okay.
This guy's
Wait.
yeah. Hold on.
I kind of a little
This
bit
guy's
thought,
on this update.
I thought he was joking.
Rubbing tugs.
I didn't really think he was like, I kind of the entire time, because he's kind of a bit of a liar, I think. So I was like, oh, he's just doing this to get a rise out of me. Because he also used to say he was a Trump supporter, but he's an immigrant. So I'm like, no, you're not. Let's be real. You are not. And so I was like, he's just saying
I
things.
don't know. You don't play with people that say that.
I know. I was pretty sure this
You're
was,
what? Wait.
you're a Trump supporting pimp? Oh my god.
Me too.
Aren't they all?
Aren't we all?
So, like, what does he have? Like, massage booths in his apartment?
No, it's just he has 2 bedrooms, and the other bedroom he rents out to them for the day to like go and do their thing. And like I don't even know if they actually give massages. They might just full on have sex with the guys and that's it.
Nice.
Right.
How
Well,
would-
yo,
how would
what's
I
this
know?
guy's name? I just
Right.
wanna
I'm
yeah.
not there for these things, so because
Right.
I don't really spend time in his apartment.
So now, okay.
Oh, whoa.
This guy's an innovator.
So many questions.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know. This is a lot to unpack. Okay. So now you guys said you were in an open relationship, but if he's having relationships,
Well, he just broke up with me though because he's mad I'm talking about it on podcast. So I was like, how do I not?
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
good.
Well, you already got the
right.
trip, so,
you
you know.
fuck it.
But like,
whatever.
so now you were in an open relationship.
Yeah.
But like, if he's having all these other relationships, is that more poly than open? Because like,
What's-
I'm still not.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know the definition of anything because, like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't necessarily. I'd still refer to him as my ex-boyfriend most of the time, and I still do. But like, I know, like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, I do talk to him every day and see him like 1 to 2 times a week, and we still have sex. So like, I guess he's kind of just my boyfriend again. But like,
He's so
Man
ex.
friend.
it's like male
Thinking
companion.
it's
It's one
Yeah.
of those things guys do. though,
Gentleman suitor.
where they're like, I never said I was your boyfriend. And you're like, okay, whatever. But that's the whole issue we got into with the prostitute, where apparently she told him she was his girlfriend. She kind of like made the proclamation. And then so she was very mad when she found out that he had a girl in India that wasn't lesbian, as he told her. Because he told her about me, but he told her I was a lesbian.
Okay.
Damn.
Which I
Sailor.
I also fuck women. But still, that's not...
It's neither here nor there.
Right.
Well, hey, he wasn't lying, I guess. I don't know.
He wasn't fully lying.
No.
She's only a lesbian part-time.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say that's more bisexual than anything.
This guy's a crafty motherfucker. I don't know how he does it, all right? He's
He's no, seriously, like
wanna
as
know
this
more
whole
about the
story
rubbing
unfolds,
times.
I'm like, holy shit, this is
me and you,
crazy.
Rodney.
And like everybody's like, wait, but you kept having sex with him after finding out about the prostitute? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It seemed interesting. And I was already there.
The prostitute doesn't do it like this.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though.
Let me show you the tricks I got up my sleeve.
Who among us has not slept with a person that slept with a prostitute? I mean,
Exactly.
I thought you were going to say, who among us hasn't slept with a prostitute? I was like, I know, right?
There we go.
And we get so uppity.
Might have even been the same prostitute. We don't know.
Hey.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
God.
yeah.
Wait, is it a prostitute if they're like 20 and you just like hand them like $20
No, you know what?
afterwards? Like,
Hey, what if one
Yes.
time? No, I'm just not going to say it. It's just forget.
Just say it, Greg.
No.
Courtney, go ahead,
Just
Courtney.
say it.
No.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
No.
Come on, Gordy.
This girl, this is bad.
Rub and tug.
Okay, it's okay. No,
It's
there's-
fine.
it's
You're in a
judgment
safe
free
place.
Zone.
Nobody will ever hear this.
Everyone. Well, no, see, you guys are gonna be like, all right, you probably shouldn't have said that.
It's
Did you
fine.
not just hear all of the things I said out of my mouth?
Yeah, I know,
Right,
but
right.
this one time, I actually kind of still hook up with this girl every now and then. But she was like blowing me, and she's like, "All right, we're not gonna have sex tonight." And I was like, "What if I gave you $50?" And she's like, "All right, we'll have sex." I was like, "All right, done deal. Let's do it."
Oh, that's like.
But she was in college. She's a young college girl, so they need money, and
That
I don't
is
know.
prostitute light. That's not really.
That's right.
prostitute.
That's
That's
right.
prostitute.
Like-
All right,
Like,
okay.
like I was
Sugaring,
saying.
kind of.
Right, like I was saying, like you're a little 20-year-old, you know.
It's a little sugaring.
It's a little sugar money.
A little bit.
A little sugar money. Oh, you guys made me feel so much better about that. All my friends are like, "You are fucked up, dude. That's a whore."
I used to pay my ex-boyfriend to stay home from work because I'd be like, "Oh, how much money
Well-
are you going to make at work?" And he was like, $100. And I was like, "I'll pay you $100 to just hang out with me." It was a really bad relationship. This is the one I decided not to marry. But like now that I look back at it, I'm like, "Oh, I paid him to hang out with me and have sex."
Well, yeah, obviously. But what was he doing for work? Where he's only making $100?
He was a bouncer,
Oh, all right.
so he would
Well,
get
yeah.
tipped out. I think at the end of the night.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you'd rather him tip you out, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was about the size of a tip, so that's
We were talking about that last time, right? Micro,
Small
like,
dicks?
yeah, like,
A micro dick,
I don't
micro
understand it.
penis?
I couldn't.
He was the first guy I'd ever had sex with, so I didn't know. Because I had been a lesbian for so, like, I was a lesbian until I was
His dog had a
22.
Okay.
And then I had sex with him, and so I was like, okay, this is what a dick is. Because I didn't even watch porn.
Oh, this is what a dick is.
Yeah.
And then somebody pulls out a real dick. Oh, that's what a
Yeah.
dick is.
Yes! That is exactly what happened to me. I was like, wait a fucking goddamn it, 3 years with this thing?
What kind of dick is that?
It's a micro penis.
No, one time. Have you ever seen a guy pull out their finger out of their fly? You know, it's like a fake penis coming out.
Yeah.
We were like leaving the train station like a couple weeks ago, and my friend did that to me. And we were walking, and we were like all fucked up. We hadn't gone to sleep yet, and it was like 7 a.m. And he like did that finger thing. We were walking. I was like, "Oh, what kind of dick is that?" And I was like, serious. And I thought it was his dick, and I was like, known this kid for like 25 years. I've never seen his penis, and I thought it was that, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was just very scared. It looked like a chicken bone.
You probably didn't want to look directly at it. You're like, oh.
That's what I was like, ah! And it was crazy, but yeah, it was just some guys are. I'm sorry for the.
Yeah.
I know Rodney's plagued with a terrible blue penis.
Wait, what does that mean? Are you packing a big dick? Is that-
No, he told a story about his dick being below.
No,
Being blue? Like actually?
well, no,
blue?
it was just like the way that it came out on a camera
Wait, why was it
on
on
my
the
friend's
camera?
mom's camera. Yeah, I know.
This is sounding real bad.
It was we were tubing. We were tubing. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, we were
God.
tubing behind a boat, and it was really cold.
So his dick turned
We were in
blue.
fucking Buffalo, all right?
Wait, do men's dicks actually turn blue? I don't
No,
know.
it just looked.
It just,
And now he brings me up every time. I told the story once, and Rodney brings me up on stage like I think every single
Ooh,
festival.
he's
like, oh,
He's got a blue dick.
He's got a blue dick.
Yeah, I'm like, oh motherfucker, you son of a bitch. You stopped doing it, but now since I did this, you're
I-
definitely gonna keep doing it for the rest of my
You
life.
reminded him.
reminded
Fuck.
me about your blue dick.
Why did I say that?
Yeah.
An idiot.
it's really weird. People actually bring me up on stage like that as well.
No way.
I'm like, yeah, mine vibrates. Ooh.
Hers is electric blue.
Blue plastic, but all right. Mine's more of a bluish hue. All right, just a nice.
Why do we end up always talking about dick?
Oh well, you know, Rodney.
Rodney, you're in the room.
Who's
Bring it out of
talk
us.
So,
about
yeah, I'm in the
dick?
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because dicks are just interesting, you know?
They really are.
Yeah. There's so many different sizes and colors.
Once I discovered them, I'm
Micros
like,
and
okay,
giants.
this
and-
is interesting. Sometimes they curve a certain
Oh,
way.
I showed.
Oh my god! I had a C-shaped dick like a couple of
Ooh.
months ago. That was
That's
not...
bad. That's a
Af-
there's a something with a P. There's a name for it.
Yeah, but
Oh,
like,
what's the
literally,
name
it
of
was
it?
like it
It's
was
got the little
like in the
curve.
shape of a
Yeah.
C. Like it was
The
like
Pimp guy
curved
used to
all the
have
way,
that,
like-
but like then they corrected it.
They corrected
no,
it?
I think no, he didn't get it. He just like it went away after a while.
Oh,
it's the
yeah?
Pythagorean
I
theorem.
never.
What is it called? Is that like a thing?
Yeah,
It's PK.
I feel like it
something.
sounds like pierogies.
I showed a guy my penis the other night for for some weed.
It's a fair trade.
It was
That's not all it takes, Gordon.
yeah. It was crazy. It was after a comedy
Rodney's about to
show.
invite you to the bathroom.
Yeah. No. And it wasn't for weed. It wasn't for weed, but yeah, it was worth the trade. All right. And it was just there was a safe distance, and there was actually two of them, and I had a spotter. All right. So someone was watching my back, and
I showed a guy my tits once so that he would say he was in a relationship with me on Facebook because I thought it would be funny.
oh.
It was like a guy I only kind of knew, and like he was like our local bartender. This was when I lived in the islands, and so like everybody knew him, but they didn't think we were like no, they would have known if we were together. So I was like, hey man, it's gonna be so funny. Let's put that we're in a relationship on Facebook and see people freak out. And he was like, I'm not doing that. And I was like,
Wait, he said that?
he said he wasn't.
That's
gonna,
like what weird. Wait, he said that?
No, I was the one who suggested it, and then he said he wasn't going to do it. And then I was like, what if I show you my tits? And he was like,
Oh.
yep,
Did
okay.
you? Of course.
And so I did, but he said 3 minutes, and I said 1 minute.
timing this. It's like, all right, let me get another angle.
1 minute, and then the funny thing is, I ended up like me and him are still friends, and we have sex like once or twice a year when he's in town. Like good friends.
So
So wait.
I guess he liked the goods.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. That 1 minute turned into 5 minutes.
Is that a 1 minute with hand?
Oh no, he didn't. He was not allowed to touch. It
Oh,
was,
what?
It was
Oh,
just
it's
a
just-
visual thing.
Did you like shake him and stuff for him?
No,
Or
I
you
just it was
Did
just
you jog
One
in
minute,
place?
Just still boobs.
just still boobs. But then that was the whole thing. So when we ended up
Oh, shit.
we hooked up
Really?
like 2 or 3 months later.
Think
And
about those boobs.
he was like, I never got a good look. And he was actually probably one of the most normal people I've ever like had as a hookup buddy. Cause like a lot of people get weird about that. Like I have a lot of people that I just like hook up with. And like he was one of the only ones that could ever just be normal and like never ghost me and never be shitty and never like, be an
Yeah.
asshole. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate he doesn't live here, but it's fine.
I never understand that. Like you have really good sex with a couple
Yeah.
times, and then all of a sudden they just.
I had sex with a comic
The fuck?
who lives 2 blocks from me. And I was like, and he's young. And I was like, this is perfect.
Right.
And then like he just got weird like this last week. Maybe it's because I was having sex with a pimp. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't know. But still, I wanted him for regular sex. And now I like the last text I sent him was, hey, just to be clear, I want to have sex before I get my period, which will probably be tomorrow. If you don't want to, fine. I'll see you in a week. And so he didn't respond.
Yeah,
so
I
like,
wouldn't respond either.
why? Do I text him in a week?
The
No.
no response is the one that pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
Because it's 2019. I know you looked at your
You
phone.
put the guy in
'cause you put
charge.
your
We're gonna
phone
throw it in
all
your
the
fucking
time.
face.
He
You
has
gotta
red
know better than
receipts
that.
on his text messages. I know
Right, you can
he
see
saw
where
it.
it's red.
Read receipt. Read. It's read
Read,
receipts. Why are you
right.
guys saying that? No. People in my office say, is it red receipt? It's read receipts.
It's red receipt.
It's red.
Because it has
read
been
receipt.
read. It's
It's-
past tense.
It's been red.
A read receipt.
It's red.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Read.
So you're saying I shouldn't have sent that text. Why?
Because you're giving him too much power. Then you're basically. It's like when a guy says that a girl is like the most beautiful thing he's ever seen, and then she's like, "Fuck
Yeah,
this
but that's
dude."
bullshit because he lives 2 blocks away and I wanted to fuck.
No, you're giving him all the satisfaction. He'd rather jerk off.
But
That's
what?
so weird,
But
though.
Nope,
that's
it's
the
weird.
part-
It's
that's the
crazy.
part that's
I
fucked
agree.
up.
That's
Jordan.
why, yeah, ladies, you can't understand. Guys, we can't figure you guys
So
out.
I have
all
to
right?
ignore him in order to get
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yes.
regular
Oh,
sex with
yeah.
him.
Yes.
Come on. When are you?
Because
how
it's
you
Even
doing
this is why I
out?
kept going back to the pimp. If I just like friggin' text him, he would have sex with me.
Yeah,
Right,
it's a
can it
pimp.
just be that simple, please?
Yeah.
Like, I want it to just be that simple.
I know.
I want to fuck. Are you available? You
Yes.
know we have good sex. What's the problem?
The gays do that. I'm a gay too.
No, not always. Like,
The
I've gotten
gays,
several. Like, it
I don't know.
happens all
Women
the time.
are always very simple for
Can
me.
people say the gays? Is that? I just want to know because I mean
Is
I
that
feel like my
pizza?
grandma
I feel
says
like
that, and
you
I'm
have
like,
to be
I'm like,
gay to be able to
grandma.
say the gay.
I can't say it.
You can't say it.
You can't
What?
say it.
Yeah.
What?
Could
Why?
I feel like I
'Cause you-
can't either,
Because you're a
but
straight white man in America.
Oh motherfucker! I was gonna come
Can't
at you.
say shit.
Y'all can't say
No, but this is
shit.
so unfair because I
Can't say shit.
I don't understand.
he's like, I know I can't say shit.
I got me going to my corner.
Go be white in the corner.
White shirt on.
Go to your white corner.
Shit.
I don't understand. Like, guys will always be like, "Oh, I'm so horny. Guys have such a high sex drive," and I'm like, "No, I have a very high sex drive. All I want to do is fuck all the time, and I can't find a guy to regularly fuck me because they get scared or crazy or weird." I'm like, I've literally never said the word girlfriend to most any man. Like, I'm like, I don't want to be your girlfriend. Even if I was your girlfriend, I would mean it in the sense of we still have sex with other people, but like we regularly have sex with each other, and maybe we go to weddings together here and there. Like, that would be the closest to a boyfriend I'd ever get, is somebody who went to a wedding with me. But I would never, like, I never, ever want to just have sex with one person. I haven't done that in like 9 years. I don't think I would ever want to again. I think
Yeah.
it's unnatural.
It is
I think it's weird.
very unnatural. And hold on,
Yeah.
wait. Weddings. Why don't people like going stag? Because I love it when chicks
No,
go
but
stag.
I've always gone stag to weddings, and I'm to the age where everybody else is in a couple, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, they're like the weirdo in the corner, and then like
Like, I
people
wanna-
are
yeah.
asking you to hold their children.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like-
want to
That
make
happens?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say
Yeah.
fuck you?
I want to
If
make
they ask
fun
that?
of people and then go have sex with somebody.
Yeah,
That's why you go
but I
with-
feel like
by
Gordon
yourself.
is like onto
No.
something with the whole like you're giving this guy too much power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
because like the problem, well, or whatever.
It's like he just basically like when a guy gets a text like that, it's like, oh, it's
Like
like, it's like satisfying, and it's like,
But
yeah,
he's
they
also
might as
a
well
comic,
just fuck
so
you.
he's gonna see me. So I'm just like, why wouldn't you just be normal? Because you're gonna see me.
no, because like one thing I think like guys like the hunt.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
guess that's true.
100%,
You just,
yeah.
like you're just handing him the dinner. Like he
So now I
wants
can't
to
get
feel.
it back then. Damn it.
I mean, you can like, but just like you've got to.
Too late.
I mean,
It's
I
not
went
too late.
to India
But-
with another man, and he knew that. And then I came back, and I was like I didn't text him for like 2 days. And then I texted him, and he was immediately like, "I want to see you tonight." And then I was like, "All right, whatever." And then he was like, "Never mind, I'm sick." And then I was like, "Okay, cool."
Oh.
And then yeah,
Shit went down.
I didn't really care
That
though, because like I was
was-
still having sex with the other guy, so I was like, whatever. But then like yeah, right before I had my period, I couldn't meet up with the other guy, probably because he was with the prostitute. Whatever. So I was like, let me
Whatever.
let me throw this one a try. And so then I was like still feeling sick, and he like didn't answer. And then I was like, okay, well let me just be clear, what I want is to have sex. And then he still didn't answer, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like you got to be like more coy with that.
And I
like,
shouldn't
you're
even be
just
saying
kinda-
this. I wish I should be saying the opposite. No, ladies, tell the man, be upfront, because it just makes it harder on us. And I'm
You guys-
sorry,
you guys
guys,
make
if
it
there's a guy
hard
like
on
this
yourselves.
motherfucker, yeah.
You guys make it hard on
No,
yourself.
Well,
but
I
you're
know.
being honest though, because like I feel like now I don't like I've had like guys that I've hooked up with, but like my like hookup buddies, like I've like kept for like years. Like I I did like a big purge about like 4 or 5 years ago, but like I was like still hooking up with like my boyfriend from high school, and like we'd been hooking up for like over 20 years.
Yeah.
Jesus,
and, like,
fuck.
Yeah, like
That's a
yeah.
It's a hookup.
Well, that's how this guy that I was talking about, who I used to the one who I showed my tits to. That's how we are. We've like literally
20 years.
We've been not 20 years. No. We've only been hooking up for like 7 years. But still, it's like we never have an issue. Like it's never a problem. But it's like I have another guy who like lives in San Francisco. It's the same thing. Not San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco, and like it's the same thing whenever he's in town. We hook up. But that's like so much easier, and it's like any guy who like lives close to me who I could actually hook up with on a regular basis. It's always bad.
It's weird.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. You said the block away. Oh my.
Yeah, the
yeah.
distance thing makes a difference.
You don't shit where you eat. Like
Dude,
that's
well, yeah.
Oh, well,
no, but
hold on.
that's
I have,
no.
I have a flight
Yeah.
attendant that like comes into town, and like every time he's in New York, like we hook up. But like we've been hooking up for a few years now, like 3 or 4 years, something like that.
Dude, but
Yeah.
I met this one
No,
girl,
longer
and
than that,
she
like 6
lived a
years.
block away from my office, and I was like, no way. And we started hooking up, and I was like, this is amazing.
No, but I've known him so.
And then she moved like
Yeah,
to
no, it's
fucking
good.
like Upper East Side. I was like,
Yeah.
we're not talking anymore.
Pooh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
a
thought-
fucking.
Oh God, that's the worst when you
Yeah.
move.
I was like, dude,
I've
what?
hooked up
Now
with
I'm gonna
guys
take a
in-
fucking 40-minute cab? No,
I've hooked up with guys in Brooklyn, and I'm like, oh God, no, because then they're like, can you come to my house? And I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah,
I live in
absolutely
Harlem.
not.
Oh
Yeah.
No.
that's a whole
H-Town.
But the thing is, I've known this comic for like a while. I had no idea he lived 2 blocks from me, which means I've never run into him in our neighborhood. So I would never run into him in our neighborhood anyway. So like, but this thing is, we're all comics, so it's not like I'm not gonna run into him.
You're probably
Yeah.
not gonna. I haven't like you. I
I'm
don't
friends
know.
with all my like I've hooked up with.
I've
a
never
lot.
ran into
But
you.
2 blocks
Yeah, I never
away
ran
would
into
like really irritate me because like you're 2 blocks away. Like we could just be fucking on a weekly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like we
though.
can make Thursdays the day.
I literally said to him at some point, I'm like, I'm really easygoing. Like literally,
It's so easy.
Clearly,
clearly.
if you're fucking someone on that regular of a basis, then like you might as well just be in a relationship with them.
But that's
I don't know. Like I don't like. I'm kind of like if I'm just like hooking up with somebody, like this is like rando. I'm out to happy hour. I'm doing a gig, and I'm like, hey, what are you up to? And if they text me back, they text me back. And if they like. They don't. But if they text me back,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, hey, want to get a drink? But I'm never like, oh, let's fuck. But they know if I'm texting you at midnight,
Oh, yeah,
hey, want to get a drink?
absolutely.
You know what's going on.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, do you want to fuck? Because like, I might change my mind if you're an asshole. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
guess that's
it's
true.
like,
This brings me back to the $50 point because
The $50
like
point.
because the $50 was for she was like we're not having sex and I was like, you know what, I know how this goes. Like I basically you know
I know what
no I
prostitution
try
is.
and no. She was like we've hooked up and for free. I never paid her before, but it was like, you know, I know how this goes. Like, you know, you say you're not having sex, and I'm like, oh, come on. And then it goes on for like an hour and a half, and then eventually we end up having sex. And then it's like, here's $50. Let's just cut all that shit out. You know, like it's really just because it is for, I mean, and
yeah.
it was weird for me because I was like, oh, I'm paying for sex, and it was kind of hot.
Yeah.
But it was like, and then
What would you would have said if the guy asked you for $50?
Which guy?
The
Oh,
comic. that was
shit.
Oh,
on
the
corner,
comic.
comic
Oh,
that was
I
on
would
the
have said
corner.
he's not good enough in bed for that. Like we had sex like once. He was okay. Like he was good. Like
Damn.
he's
damn.
like he's hot enough, but like he's young. He's like I don't know. He's like 25. I'm 34. I'm like that's not.
Cheers.
yeah,
not-
I don't like hook up with comics. Like I'll date a comic, but I'm not like hooking up
Oh.
with a comic because like
Yeah.
there's so many other rando guys that like you could hook up with that you don't have to run into.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of these ones. Like if I'm hooking up with somebody, I don't want to see you unless I want to see you. Otherwise, you don't exist. Like it's like it's like seriously
Yeah.
like because then that's the other thing. It's like I've noticed
I always
like
feel less intimidated by somebody though when I've seen their penis. I'm like, whatever. I've seen your dick.
What if it's like super big?
I
And
like
it's
it
like
when I run into somebody. I've ran into a couple of guys. Like I'm just like
Uh.
randomly on the train. And I look over and like, oh yeah.
you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
there's
don't
Johnny
like
Big
that.
Balls.
I definitely sucked his
I
dick
never-
before.
Oh,
Fair.
there's
No.
Johnny
We
can of
just sit
soup.
there like we look at each
Yeah.
other like, what's up from
You're
across
like,
the
hey.
train.
No way,
Yeah,
that
just
that's
like-
happened before.
Hell yeah.
That's so cool. It's like a high five with your dick.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
the
just looking
coolest
around like,
thing.
nobody
Big
else on this
five.
train knows that I sucked that guy's dick over there.
Dude, dude, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. What if you guys just walked up and were like, give a little
I
whack
don't know.
vibe.
What?
Little-
I think my other problem
Little
too
dap me
is
up.
though is that like the guys that I like hooking up with the most are the guys that I like hanging out with the least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, well, I mean, like girls who are just so fucking like the worst pieces of shit
Humans?
to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, and shut up, please. Like, how? It's and guys the same way.
Yeah. But like like
Yeah.
if I like hooking up with them, then like I don't want to hang out. Like, you know, it's just like
Oh yeah.
let's like order some food or go get a drink. Like, you know, take care of business and, you know, morning.
I'll just
okay,
bring
see
a
you later.
12-pack over, or just bring something over.
Yeah, but like I don't want to like
I
hang
like
out
that.
and then like
Mhm.
just like have to or run into them and try to have small talk that I don't want to have.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I
It's
have
just
a
weird.
mix. I have a mix of like people I do like hanging out with that I fuck that, you know, and then people I don't really want to hang out with.
Yeah, because I have a
But if
couple
I
guys I
like-
like to like hang out with. Like,
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, if I like hanging out with them, then and I like fucking them, and I like hanging out with them,
You
then I
wanna-
want a relationship.
yeah, but then what if there are other people?
well, see, they're right. That's the whole thing about New York City, though. Is like
Yeah.
there's just so many options.
There's
There's
so many
other people.
options.
Yeah.
Like they have other people.
It's a
You have
fucking
other
Yeah.
people.
cesspool.
Like I honestly like did
It's
not even
ridiculous.
care when I found like I cared about the prostitute, but I was kind of like, well, whatever, as long as we still fuck. I don't care. I was like, if she stops messaging me, I'll be fine with it. But then she threatened to sue me, and I got mad. I was like,
Sue?
But it's like, bitch,
For
why
what?
are you messaging me?
because I talked. Well, I blocked her, but
Oh,
then
defamation?
then she had a friend message me on Facebook.
Wait, did you say her name or something? Can we say her name? Let's
no,
say her
I
name.
didn't say her name. I said his first name, but I've scrubbed it from the podcast now. But like, still, I was like, I didn't say shit about you. You can't sue me. Also, I was pre-law. I know about the law. Like, I'm not dumb. I'm like, you literally. I said a bunch of things that you said to me.
Was she
Right.
just like, I'm going to fucking sue you? Or was it like a formal, like,
Yeah,
you're going to be hearing from my lawyer?
She sent like a form. No, well, the way she said it was, I am going to send you a cease and desist
yeah.
later. She said later, not letter.
Oh,
she said
she doesn't
Later.
speak English.
Her English is not great. Guys, there's a reason she's giving hand jobs.
Wait. Just hand jobs?
Well, so she left all her sugar daddies for my ex-boyfriend, and now she just does rub and tugs out of his apartment. As does I think 2 other women.
That is horrible. Where does
that.
this guy live again? What's his name?
Oh, you can. Yeah.
No, I'm
Kurt's all
Okay.
about the tugs
I'm
and the rubs.
kidding. No. Guys have told me. Guys have been like, "Hey,
You've never had a rub and tug? I
I've
know
never.
a lot of guys who have.
I have." No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait, you have?
I mean, well, no.
No.
we
turned
both
it
go.
down.
I have. No. Well, you know,
I'm
no.
just shocked that
yeah.
you didn't, just 'cause, I don't
Because he
know.
looks like he
Well,
would.
no. I did. I've never had a rub
You
and
have rub
tug.
and tug written all over your face.
No. But I did. Actually, no. I did pay a chick $450 for a hand job at a strip club.
$450.
It was the most expensive
Too
hand job.
much money.
I know.
That-
Yeah, but the
yo,
quesadilla
I
was
would've-
amazing. And I swear to God,
A
that
complete
quesadilla joke I
blowjob.
tell,
Yeah.
it
Oh
is
my God.
fucking true. And
What-
that whole, yeah.
When I lived in the Virgin Islands, the best place to get chicken wings was the strip club.
Yeah, dude, I
I was
swear to God,
always too scared
they
to go.
always have the best meal. Like, dude, at Rick's Cabaret, you get a ice cream sundae to finish. You get a full plate, like, chicken parm. You get to choose from a bunch of different stuff.
I've
Chicken
never-
parm is huge.
I've never.
And then to start, you get a super salad. And then you get a free beer. Free beer, super
Ooh.
salad, a huge entree, and then a fucking ice cream sundae.
That sounds great.
All while looking at, like,
Titties?
strippers in a G-string. Yeah. And you're like, I mean,
I've never been to a strip
Who
Club.
eats while you're. I don't know.
I know. I
Like, is
look
that
away.
Like,
I had a
I feel like
joke
that's
where I
not
was like,
the
I look
time
away
to-
with
Yeah,
my
it's
ice
like
cream
you're gonna
sundae.
get titty sweat in my appetizer.
Yeah, hot fudge on your ice cream sundae. What's up?
Right.
What are we doing?
It's like I don't want G-string juice in my soup.
I kind of do. I don't know. Well, that's why I go to fucking Rick's. And then I had a punch card too. I was
Oh my
great.
God,
I got
really?
Oh yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And it's
they love-
$7
I love punch
for
card.
all that.
I do love
$7
punch-
or
see,
11.
I've never been to a strip club, but maybe for the punch card I would.
Oh my god, it's
That
the
sounds
best
fun.
lunch special
Everything-
ever. And we would go there in
Like,
like
never?
flip flops.
No, never. I want to go with Artie though.
Farty Artie.
Oh, what's
Artie,
that?
Artie. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his last name and that he goes to strip clubs because I don't know. if that's
Lang?
No, the other one.
Party hardy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I'm sure people know he goes to strip clubs.
but yeah,
But yeah,
clubs
like,
are great.
but I feel like that's the, like,
Strip clubs are
like
great.
I want to go to a strip club with somebody who
Classic.
like knows what they're like, like
Yo,
I want it
go
to
with
be
me.
like,
Yeah.
Go with me.
Yes.
you got the punch card.
It's like going to
Fuck
a casino.
yeah.
How many
like,
punch
you wanna
cards?
know.
Wait, what do you get when you get to the end of the punch card? A lap dance?
No, you just get a free meal and a free beer.
Oh, that's bullshit. No, you need a free lap dance for the
No
end
way,
of the punch
dude.
card.
Yeah, well, so like that's what happens. You go there and you spend little money every time you do the
Yeah.
punch card, and then like one time you'll go there and like you'll just blow like like 400. Like that was on a lunch. I was just there for lunch, and then it was a different place. It was a different place.
$450.
Yeah. Oh my god, she was really hot though. It was a great hand job. Gotta say, it was worth it.
she was a
Ew.
professional.
She was a pro. I got fingerprinted and everything. Yeah, they do not fuck around. Yeah.
Wait, for the hand job?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But they're not supposed to be giving hand jobs. How are they fingerprinting for hand jobs?
That was for a lap dance in the champagne room.
Yeah, that's for like the
Yeah.
super. Yeah, like
That
the
was a
VIP
VIP
room.
lap dance,
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, so like I was out at happy hour with my one of my friends, and like I don't know, like she was meeting up with some guy, and he came and he met up with
My
us.
ex-boyfriend.
But yeah, probably. He came, he met up with us, and then he was just like, "Oh, we're going to my club. Do you guys want to come?" And so like we're like, "Sure." And so like we were trying to like hail a cab, and we couldn't find a cab, but like he saw this like limo that was just like parked on the street, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, we're just going like 6 blocks away. Will you give us a ride?" And the guy's like, no. He's like, "Here's $100." He's like, "All right, get in the car." So like we get in this limo.
Wow.
And so like I'm like, "Where are we going?" And we're like end up like by the West Side Highway, and I'm like, "There are no clubs over here.
Oh,
like
yeah,
what
there
the
are.
hell
Oh,
are
you went to
talking about?"
Sapphire.
Yeah, there are. Yeah,
No, I
Sapphire.
went to Hustler.
Oh, Hustler's
Oh.
great. I almost
Hustler.
choked on a steak at the Hustler.
Oh no,
Club. my
Sapphire
God.
is near the east side. Isn't Sapphire?
Oh,
near
it's,
the
yeah,
east
yeah, it's
side?
on the east side.
So like this
Ooh.
guy was a part owner at Hustler.
Oh,
And so like we like get in the club, and like like we start like we get out of the limo, we're going into the club, everybody's like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Bubble blah blah blah," and they're like
I thought you said Mr.
That's
Bubble. I was like, you met Mr.
crazy.
fucking Bubble.
no, like I don't know, and so I don't remember his name, and so like then he comes over to us, and like he gives us each a stack of $100 in singles. And then he's like, "Here, girls, have some fun." And we're like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Oh, what are you guys drinking?" And we're like, "I don't know." Like, and he's just like, "Oh," he's just like, "Just send him some champagne." So then he would just like send
my
us like bottles,
God.
and like and I'm just like, "Okay." So like then like at first like because it's not your money, so like you're just like, "All right, everybody gets money," and then like it's just like, "Well, now you're gonna have to entertain me," like
Yeah, you get all
it's just, like,
stingy. Like, what you got?
yeah, it's just like, and then like they were like some of the girls were like trying to do laps. I'm like, "Listen, nah, like here, but like nah, not my thing."
You're like,
but
both of you do kid play or what a kid and play. What
Yeah.
like do a dance, do a
yeah,
dance.
but it was just like it was weird. Now the thing that I like, I've also gone to Hunkamania,
Oh yeah.
and like Hunkamania, what I don't like about that,
we talked about this.
yeah,
It's great.
is that like so like with male strippers, I feel like it's like the only place that it makes common sense that the women are the leaders of the economy because we're the ones that have the money and we're paying the men.
Yeah.
But like they still try to act like they're dominant, and it's just like it's
gross.
just like, "Oh well, I'm gonna give you a dance." It's like, no, bitch, this is my money. I decide who gets
Yeah.
my money. Like, no,
This comes back to the 50 rule.
what?
Comes back to the 50 rule.
Oh,
This is not a rule. You made this up.
No, it's some
50-50
rule. Well, not the 50 rule. I'm talking about this because what guys? I feel like women. They're kind of they kind of stand off, and the guy has to kind of be like, I
yeah,
don't know,
but this
maybe
is
I'm
not. But like in this case, like the women are the guys because we're the ones that have the money. They're the
Yeah.
ones dancing for us, but they're still acting like they're the ones in control. That's the thing I had the problem with. It's like
Right, 'cause you're not in
literally.
control now.
Wait, what do they
Yeah.
hold on? How do they do? Like, what do they do?
So like they literally will come grab you, and it's like, "I'm giving you a dance."
Oh.
And you're like, no, and it's like, "Oh no," and then like if they're big enough, they'll pick you up and like carry you.
Then just don't pay
Whoa,
them.
but that's fucked up.
Like,
but the
you
chicks
know-
do that with
Baby.
guys. I mean, you
no,
have
but
to be like,
a chick-
don't
but
fucking
now
touch
I've got
me.
a pick you up.
Well, yeah, I'm like, don't fucking touch me. You have to be very stern with strippers, by the way. Yeah.
Wait, do you?
Yeah. You have to be like, no, don't talk to me. Sorry. Like, thank you. And they're nice about it, but like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I'm
no,
I'm
thank
good
you.
for now.
Yeah,
Please don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like if you say no thank you to these guys, though, they still pick you up.
No, like I've literally had them like I'm like no thank you, like oh no I'm giving you a lap dance, and like literally pick me up and start walking with me, and I'm like no, put me down.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Especially if it were me, because I'd be like, yo.
And then like we got invited to like the after party, and then like I don't know, we went to like some like rooftop hotel bar or some shit. And then that's when they were like trying to like get us to like
fuck.
Yeah. But then it's like, oh, it's just like, oh, it's late night. Like, you know, you want to like rent a room upstairs and we can have some fun. I'll give you a friendly rate. Like
friendly rate. Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, the girls were or the
No, the guys.
Oh, the guys. Wait, this was at Hunkamania?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So what
I thought
happened?
we were still in the strip club. I didn't know we were.
No, Hunkamania is also a strip club. But
yeah,
like,
but I thought we were in the lady. I thought you were going back to the lady.
No, I'm still in the.
shit.
So like at the end of the night at
Oh,
Hunkamania, like they'll pick a few girls out that they like give like an invite to go to the after party, and like you need this to get into the party.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, it's just like it has like his name on it, your guest of his name, and like where to go or whatever. You got to give it to the bouncer, and then they let you in for free, and they bring you upstairs to where the party is. And then once you're there, they have bottles or whatever, and you're drinking and talking to the guys. And then the guys start trying to slip in like, hey, you want to get a room upstairs, have like a good time? Like, you know, I can give you a private show. I'll give you a good rate. Like, you know.
Oh, so they're trying to be male prostitutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
But then
I like their style.
yeah, but like it's like that part makes sense. Like, I mean, again, I'm not like paying to fuck somebody, but like it's just like that makes, you know.
Hey,
I'm not, but I'm not judging.
You pay $4.50 for a rub and tug.
I might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then one time,
honestly, if I was
one
her,
time-
I'd be more mad that like I only got $50 to fuck you, and this other chick got $4.50 for a hand job.
Yeah, I mean, one time I was gonna pay a chick $600 to let me titty fuck her.
What? You're willing to pay? I don't have titties.
She was so hot. All right, she was so hot, and I was there for my brother-in-law's bachelor party, and luckily I had spent enough money at the strip club
you
already.
didn't have enough?
My card was like, no. My card company, they were like, yeah, is somebody like steal your card? And they put a fraud alert
Oh
out.
my god, my friend
I was like,
Caleb.
thank
I
you,
feel like
God.
you guys know him because he's a comic too. I don't know if he would care if I tell this story, but whatever. I'm not using his last name. So him and his other friend, Kate, because they were living upstate at the time, they came down and they went to what was it you call? It was the Hustlers one.
Hunkamania.
No, it was Hustlers. It was Hustlers.
Yeah,
Hustlers, yeah.
So him and his friend went to Hustlers, and I think I knew that they were going to Hustlers, but they were staying at my house, and so like at some point they hadn't come home yet, and it was like 6 a.m, and I'm like,
So
there's
what happens?
no way they're still out, and I was like, where are they? And I was like really worried. So I text them, and he's like, oh yeah, we're almost home. We're walking. And I was like, from where? And he was like, he said like his location he said was like 50 blocks down. And I was like, wait, what? And then like I think his phone was dying. So the whole story ended up being that they both went to Hustlers. They didn't have a lot of cash. They maxed out, like they max out their credit cards, but they had been spending so much that both of their credit card companies were like, nah, there's something weird.
Yeah.
And so they cut it off. And so then they had to leave. They had t-shirts, of course. Like they had Hustler t-shirts. Like they had like, it was so funny. They had spent enough money for that. But so then they hail a cab, and as they're in the cab, they realize they only have $12 cash between them. And so they get only as far as they can before they're like, no, we still need to tip him. So like, let us out. And so he let him out, and then they had to walk 50 blocks to get to my house.
Oh shit.
I was like, you're such an idiot.
50 blocks. That's. I used to
a long
walk. I
time.
used to walk
That's a
from
lot.
82nd Street to the stand. Yeah, that's not quite.
But still, after drinking all night and
Yeah,
like having
that's a lot.
and having blue
like
balls
an hour,
and just
less than an hour.
Why didn't they take the subway?
they didn't have enough money. Well, they should have instead of a cab.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that runs all night.
That does run all night. I don't know why they didn't take the subway. That's a good question. Why did I ever think to ask them that?
Stupid.
They
I
were
fell
drunk
asleep
and
on the subway
stupid.
one time. It was
Oh,
terrible. I
haven't we
woke up
all?
with my flip flops stolen and my wallet and cell phone stolen.
Oh
And then someone mailed me back my wallet with
Ooh,
everything
that
in
was
it like
nice.
2 weeks later. Yeah.
Oh, so they
That's
didn't
crazy.
steal it then. Somebody, you fell.
Did they take
no.
the cash and just mail you
There
the
was no
rest of the-
cash, and I think they
Oh,
just
so
took
maybe
it.
they did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fucked up. But I had already ordered
No,
all
that's a
new
really
shit.
nice thief. Like, if
Yeah.
they still
No,
sent
I
your
think what
wallet
happened.
back-
I think what happened was the guy threw it in the trash, and then
Oh.
some homeless guy rummaging through it was like, saw it, and there's a bunch of comedy notes in it. There's like a shit ton of Post-its and everything like
I would
that.
die if I lost my notebook. That'd be so
Yeah.
terrible.
I don't have a note. What did you guys all use notebooks?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
I
guys
think
don't
of
just
it.
like I mean in my room I
How
have
do
like
you
maybe I have like 50. I have like a whole
I have a million of those.
yeah
because I write out my set list because I
Yeah.
have no memory.
but like
I do the same.
And like, because like everybody brings their phone on stage now, so I just like bring my phone and then put it on top of my phone, so it doesn't look like I'm looking at a set list, but I am.
I've never
Every
looked at. I've
fucking
never.
time.
Is that? Yeah, that's.
I look at a set list.
I
every
try
time.
not to bring it on stage.
Yeah, I never-
but,
yeah.
Like
What, your phone?
no,
No.
well, no,
Well,
no.
I
not
record,
set
but
list.
yeah.
Oh, your set list? No, I
Yeah,
always do
I
just in
don't look.
case.
I don't.
If I'm at an open mic or something, but did like people?
I go off my shit all the time too, though, because like I'm not a person who like has a set that I do 100% of the time. Like I don't do the same set every time. Like I kind of do, but for the most part, if like because I do a lot of audience participation in it, so I like have a lot of people that I'm talking to. So if they say something that I'm like, oh, I could do this, I'll talk to them about this, I'll talk to them. Then I get like kind of off, and I'm like, wait, where am I? And so I
Right.
kind of need it.
I don't really have a set list. Like I've got like an opener and I have a closer, and then wherever I feel like
Wandering.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
then-
kinda how I am.
yeah. But and then I don't really. I used to write all of my jokes completely, and now I don't.
never do.
I don't do that
Yeah.
anymore either. I write the premise and I write the punch, and then I let myself like wander in between
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, me too.
But because like I
Comedy.
used to be like
101.
super
Right.
like obsessive and like know
Me
every
too.
joke, like this joke is 37 seconds long, like
Whoa.
you know, like I would like it.
second
And like
count.
play
Yeah.
and play around with like different
Damn.
words that you did for each thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
do.
Well,
still,
yeah,
I still
do
time
that.
it out though.
Well, I
I-
time
Like, it's
out
like not
I know
always
timing.
the same, but
not
like,
to a second, not to like 27.
yeah, no,
second.
like
I
yeah, no,
can't.
not like to like the seconds. Like I try to keep.
I have
it,
my
like,
minute
okay.
jokes, 2-minute jokes, 3-minute jokes.
Right, like I try to do like okay, this is my 7
Yeah,
minute
my stories.
set story list that I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Like there's definitely like when I do a 20-minute set, I'm always like, ooh, yes. Because like there are jokes I only do when I'm doing a 20-minute set.
Well,
Yeah, because
you
they're
gotta
long
stretch
and they're
that
gonna
shit
eat
out,
a
yeah.
lot of time,
Right.
Like you know,
And you
I-
have to like let the audience like you before you're like, hey, I have dead parent jokes. Because that's,
Yeah.
that's what I do.
yeah. It's like now you know me.
Now
Right.
that you know me,
Now
let
that
me
you
let
know.
you know how sad I am.
Are your parents dead? Because mine are.
Yeah.
Wait, are your parents really dead? Oh, I'm sorry. You probably wouldn't say that. If
Yeah,
they
it's
weren't
okay.
dead.
We have a great relationship now.
It's classic.
Going swimmingly.
It's funny. Oh, I'm sorry. The other, I was doing a roast battle, and someone the
James
kid.
Fontello?
No.
He has dead parents
this
too.
this kid goes. This kid, he's like, yeah, you know, so and so and so and so. That's how we know Gordy's parents love him. Or no, that's how you know Gordy's parents don't love him. And I was like, yeah, well, like, you know, we've seen you at all these bringer shows and that with your parents, and that's how we know they love you. And they were like, oh, and then I said it better, but he was like, oh, my parents are dead, and everybody was like, oh shit. And I was like, burn, dude, fuck yeah, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, dead as fuck. What a
Wait, but
freak.
you never had a notebook?
No, I had like a few notebooks, but I just lose them.
You've never had any.
Oh wow.
That's
I
weird.
have bins of these Post-its. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like
Oh.
I started out. I was like, I'm gonna buy this notebook. I got a composition book. I put
My notebooks
Joke's
look
notes.
crazy though. Like,
I had, oh yeah, no, I had like a few of those Laughing Buddha notebooks when I first started, but those
Ah,
you're like
Laughing
I would
Buddha.
like write a few pages of them, lose them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have like, well, before I started doing stand up, I like spent a year writing jokes, and that's like before I ever hit a
Oh, wow.
stage.
Really?
So like,
Huh.
it was like my friend and I, we were like talking one day, and we were saying like how like we wanted to try to start doing comedy,
Mm.
and so we were like, all right, like we're gonna spend, let's say like the next. Like it was a summer. We're gonna spend the next summer and we're gonna write jokes, and so like after work, I think it was like maybe like every like Tuesday night, we'd go to a bar together and we'd like sit there and we'd write jokes.
That's amazing.
And so like I did that for a whole summer, and then he ended up never trying to do stand up.
Wow.
And I kept
Oh,
writing
wow.
jokes, and then I was just like, I literally have a year's worth of
Yeah.
jokes. Like I should
How do you
try
write
it.
jokes for a year and then never try it? Like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
He just never
I mean,
did.
also though, like once you start doing comedy, the jokes come so much easier.
Yeah.
Like all the jokes you write before you actually go stand on stage are like, this is garbage.
This is so
damn it.
Yeah, you don't even know what's good until like you get in front of an audience.
Yeah.
I feel like,
fuck.
and that's you go, oh wow, all I did was I didn't really do much.
Yeah. Like now, like I literally just go up and I'm just like, let me just talk about this on stage. And I figured out, like I feel like we should never say out loud, because anybody who starts off new is just
Let me
like,
just
I'm just
talk
going to do
about-
that.
I
And you're like,
fucking- yeah.
don't.
Thank you.
Don't.
I was
do
like,
that.
as soon as you said that, I was
You
like,
gotta
oh,
get this-
she's that person I fucking hate. I'm sorry. No.
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 I know
Not
you
really,
know
but-
what you, like.
Yeah, I know what
I'm
you know.
clearly not, because I've been doing it long enough. Like I can do that, but
Yeah.
like there are people who have not been doing
I'm
it long
just
enough
gonna
to
vent.
Right.
ever fucking do that.
Yeah, because I'm not at that
I'm
level.
just
yet.
gonna riff. I'm
Like,
like, you're
You
not.
probably
You're
are.
fucking just talking about some shit.
I don't know.
I feel like you probably
I've
are.
never tried it. Like I've
You've
always,
never tried
I've
it.
always come up with like, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's already scripted, ready to go.
Yeah.
I've rehearsed
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know what I
Like-
do too that you shouldn't do is I do it in the beginning. I will throw it in the beginning. I'll be like, let me talk about my day. And it always goes well. My friend is really excited for me to really bomb at some point. I'm like, like I should knock on wood just saying that shit. Like I'm gonna bomb
Oh,
tonight
yeah, 'cause
for
bo-
sure.
Because bombing is not that feeling afterwards. You're just like, oh god, I want to die.
You're like, yeah, I won't. Like I bombed at a mic once, and like that's pretty much like the closest I've come to that full on bomb feeling where I was just like, this is the worst thing I have ever felt in my life. I want to go jump off that bridge.
But bombing at a
What
mic,
just
I feel like bombing at a
happened?
mic is just like
That's just
you're
being
almost
at
like
a
fuck
mic.
you. It's just like
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was a
'cause-
weird mic where it was in Brooklyn and everybody else was doing fine, but it was like a friend mic for sure.
no,
It's
fuck
like-
that. Fuck. It's always like, oh yeah, what? I mean,
Yeah.
if like 90% of the shit that the audience will actually like wouldn't
Comics
work at
don't.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking.
No, it's true.
And it's just like, I mean, whenever I do a joke, I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. Like, audience, it works every time with a
Yeah.
crowd. And then
But
you
it's
do
so
it
funny,
on
too,
mic,
'cause
it's like,
you
shut the fuck
you
up.
come across those comics who
That's
like
always-
kill at mics, and you're like,
And they bomb at
and they
shows.
fucking bomb
Bomb
at
at
shows
shows,
because
yeah.
you're like, you don't know how to do comedy. You know how to make your friends laugh at a
That's-
mic, which
yeah.
is not
the same
fucking
thing.
No, it's
doing
not.
it.
When I
And
did
that's
like
It's
open
very
mics for a
different.
year and a half, and then I was like, all right, I figured it out, how to make comics.
Yeah.
And then you start doing shows, and you're like, fuck, this is not.
Yeah.
I
this
don't even
always
do
works.
mics.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think it's
I don't
counterproductive.
do
I really
mics
think
at
they're
all.
counterproductive.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
mics for cadence and for like talking out loud. Like sometimes it sticks in my head better when I do it in front of people. But I don't always think like I'm making I don't care. Like when people are like, "Oh, tape it and listen back." I'm like, "Why would I tape it at a mic and listen back?" Cuz like at a mic, I'm not going to hear real laughter. I'm going to hear
But it's like for
Do
So
you
I
to hear
used to
yourself.
tape-
back, right?
No, I used
I
to
never
tape myself
listen.
in the beginning. But the problem is that like I started listening to myself, and then I was trying to recreate those moments
yeah.
instead of being in the moment every
Yeah.
time.
Right, because
And
every-
because like then like you just become like you're acting your own material out because you're
Right.
like, when I said it this way,
People liked it.
people liked it.
Yeah.
And so then I kept trying to do it that way, and then it didn't work in every situation because every audience is different. So like
That's
now
that's exactly what
it's
I was
like
gonna say.
I don't listen to myself at all,
yeah.
and
Gary Goldman would tell you that's a no, but
yeah.
he would
Yeah.
be like, "No, you have to listen to it." And like I actually like watching video of myself. If I watch video, I feel like I get more than if I listen to a set.
Yeah, I don't do either.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, and then like I kind of regret it afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
like okay, I like this portion. I like, but again, every single audience is different.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No,
that
yeah.
whatever chemistry that was right then is never going to be the same. That it's
Right.
the
I mean,
next
there have
rate
been
of
times
stage.
where I have jokes I've been doing for like the last 2 years, and like every now and then I'll do that joke, and like perfectly right, and people won't laugh, and I'll be like, that's on you. Like that.
Right, exactly. Because I know that I've done this.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, I know it's a good joke.
You guys are weird.
Yeah.
Right.
But not full on. Like sometimes I get really mad when comics are like, "Oh, did you guys? Was that too real for you?" I'm like, "Oh my god, shut up!"
I like. Was that too funny for you? That's my favorite one. Oh, it's too funny. You can't laugh. You guys know Tom, right? You know. Oh, never mind. He does that all the time. This guy, he's like, just he'll get nothing. He'll be like,
Is he an open
was that
micer?
shit too funny? No.
Segura?
No, it
Segura?
happens.
This is
It
Tom
happens.
Segura.
No,
Yeah,
McCaffrey. You guys know Tom McCaffrey?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of comics do that though. They'll like have this whole like lead up to something, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Like,
oh, that was my closer, and then nobody laughs. You're like, oh,
I'm usually like, fuck you guys. Yeah, that shit was good.
that shit was good.
Fuck you.
You guys been a great audience.
Yeah. Thought that was gonna kill. Yeah.
But we really should take a quick break, you guys. But before we go, just tell everybody your social media, what gigs you have going on next. I'll start with you, Gordon.
Lord of the Gourds is my Instagram. I don't know. I'm pretty much at Broadway this week. And Grizzly Pear, you know.
Okay.
GP and B Wazy. Yeah,
Be
going
lazy.
down all week. Weekend.
Caitlin.
You can find me on Instagram under my name, Caitlin Rupert, CAITLIN RUPPERT. And if you want to find me on Twitter, it's backwards, Rupert Caitlin. And you can listen to if you guys are fans of Love After Lockup, the show, I have a podcast called Pod After Lockup where I talk about my pimp ex-boyfriend. No, where I talk about the show.
All right, you guys. This has been Big Talking Brewskis, and we'll be right back.
Ew.
Thanks.